When I tell y'all, I've been waiting on y'all all day so we can talk. I'm gonna give everybody a couple of minutes to come in. I know you guys are close. So thank you guys for joining. Shout out to Glolicia. Thank you for joining. Definitely appreciate you being here. Clarity, I see you. Welcome back. Let's see. We're gonna wait for a couple of people. Hey, Face. My day is going good. How is yours? Face, I'm glad that you were actually here because usually it's Monday through Friday. So I'm so glad that you are here. Oh, thank you, Glolicia, for the rose. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys. And if you guys could like the chat, we are going to get into the Nolan Wells case. And we have some updates. I just saw Trill. Hey Trill. Go on and request up. I'm trying to get y'all added. Oh, hold on. Okay. Hey, Miss Pretty. Welcome in, Sam. I see you in here. Good. It looks like the crew is almost all here. So while we are waiting, just to give people a couple of minutes, how was you guys' Sunday doing? I know this live is definitely unexpected. Like I said, we typically go Monday through Friday, but this is something that we definitely had to come up and talk about.
Awesome.
Yes, yes. Hey Shayla, welcome back. Go ahead and request up. If you are normally on our panel, if you guys could go ahead and request up. Speaking of this, I was going to say this in the announcements, but I'll go ahead and say it again. Unfortunately, we have to be careful with who we bring up because I have been told by numerous other platforms that people are doing things strategically to get lives pulled down. So I want to make sure that it does not jeopardize the conversation. So I want you guys to know that beforehand. We have 8 people in the chat. If you guys could like the live, I definitely would appreciate it. Glolicia said, my day has been great. No complaints. I was looking forward to new information. Well, we appreciate you being here for sure. Hey, Miss Pretty. I don't know if you can talk or not. If you can't talk and just have to come on the panel on mute, that's fine as well. But again, I hope you guys had a wonderful Sunday. I know a lot of us have really been tuned into the Nolan Wells update. It's been a lot of information going on. Sam, can I have you to mute your mic?
Yes,
I just want to
ma'am.
make sure that everything. Thank you so much. Yes, so we'll go ahead and get started. Again, if you are typically on the panel, go ahead and request up, and I will add you guys in a moment. I did want to tell you guys first, I did have an interview with Fugitive TV on YouTube. That link is in the bio. We did discuss Nolan Wells. This was before the updates that happened today. So I want you guys to be mindful of that. I definitely also appreciate all the comments that you guys were sharing and the love. But I definitely have to let you guys know this. I cannot do this on my own. So I have to give a shout out to my people. So shout out to Miss Pretty Kitty. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to the Black Sleuth. Shout out to Trill. Shout out Miss Shayla, Clarity, Kristen, and last but not least, Sam. I just want you guys to do it. It's not all me. We definitely, it's a lot to have to do on one person. So I wanted to give you guys your flowers. I definitely appreciate all of you. So I wanted to go ahead and get into the announcements. Of course, we will be discussing Nolan today. If you were here on our live on Tuesday where we had someone come up and give us detailed information, and I have to say allegedly, but what happened during July 4th with Nolan, I'm asking that you guys please do not repeat her name in the panel or in the chat. I know her information is out. I can't retract that, but I just want to make sure that going forward that we don't repeat that. Also, I wanted to say too, if you guys are commenting in the chat, If you guys could be specific when you say they or them, just so that we can know who you were talking about specifically. And also, this is something I'm going to be putting in the chat throughout the live as well. But I want to make sure that I say it up front here. Per Nolan's mom, Christine Wansley, she is asking anyone with any information to send it to her legal team, which of course is Ben Crump. The phone number is 1-800-691-7111. And again, I'm going to link that in our chat as well. Also, if you could report it to the authorities, that phone number is 228-769-3063. Again, the phone number to the legal team is 1-800-691-7111, and the authorities' phone number is 228-769-3063. And I also wanted to give you guys a reminder about Tonay Miller. We are still fighting for her. Her GoFundMe is linked in my bio, so if you guys want to donate, it is there. Also, I did add Nolan's GoFundMe as well. If you don't know about Tonay, she was found hanging in the tree in Miami. So again, if you guys would like to donate, you guys definitely feel free. So let's go ahead and get into what we came here for today. So of course, we all assume that something happened to Nolan, and I'm saying assume for legal purposes, as you guys probably already know. I also wanted to note too, because so many people have used our content and not given proper credit. That was actually our interview, and it was done on July 7th, 2016. I was reading some comments, and some people were saying that this person could have gotten it from an interview on Thursday, but the interview that we did was on Tuesday, so that would be impossible. So I definitely wanted to say that. And then also I wanted to just say that a lot of the information that she said was confirmed by Ben Crump and the family on July 10th. And now I want to go ahead and give Sam the floor. He did send us some information about the pool. And Sam, one more minute, I did want to say that too. I put up a post regarding the pictures of the alleged pool party. And if you go to that specific page, you can see that that post is still up, but that photo is missing. And the reason why we came to that conclusion is because the caption did not change. So I wanted to say that, but I want to go ahead and give Sam the floor. Go ahead, Sam.
Good evening, everybody. Listen. This information came to me late last night. And it was very, I was up to 2 o'clock this morning. And when it came, my wife has been on this thing like crazy. So when it came, everything that we were thinking, and allegedly from the first thing that we looked at from Boogie Lowdown, when he had the conversation with the grandfather, that he was moved and brought back. When this young lady, the same young lady that when the father and mother went over to get the keys, and the boys said that they didn't know where they were, and then one of the boys called the young lady that was there when he was there, that said the keys were on the PlayStation. This same young lady is the one that was allegedly at the pool party where everything went down. Okay. And she gave the information to his mother, and this was the reason that they decided to do the second autopsy, because of that information. And when you go back and you read, I sent you the clips of the post from Facebook, and when you go back and you read that, everything that young lady allegedly,
yes,
everything that she described in there. One thing about us, you can't just make up a story that coincides with something that really has happened to a T. Some of it you're just gonna say, I don't know. Well, when you look at the first interview with the information that the grandfather gave, when you look at why all of a sudden that before he was even reported, missing, they lawyered up. Before
Mm-hmm.
the body was found, lawyered up. This deleted accounts.
Yes. And Sam, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to respond to Glolicia. Yes, her page is not findable. I had her do something to make sure that that isn't the case. Her safety is my number one priority. So, yes, I'm aware that her page isn't findable. Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that.
No, you're more than fine. So when you look at these things, even with the protest yesterday, it was peaceful, but it was needed. And for her after this to come up with these text messages, with her pouring out her heart, walking to these stores now and seeing the people that are hurting, true friends of his that say that this young man told my wife yesterday, I know what happened. Listen, it's coming. So when you guys get up and you can read it. You can put those, if you choose to put them up so people can see it, or and reference back to the pages of the young lady. And she's not afraid. She's doing this willingly to get this information out.
Yes, and we even said if you don't feel safe saying it, don't say it. We said that at the beginning. So
Right.
I'm glad that we said that.
So if you have anybody else have questions like that, I'm here. I'll be muted in and out, but I'm here.
Yes. Yes, and so much has come out about the party. So when I first saw the pool parties, I didn't know if it was AI. But I want to bring up Miss Shay because she pointed out that the shorts were the same, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yes. Hey, y'all.
hey, Miss Shayla.
Hey. To all my Texas people, my Texas sleuths. So I got, it was, I think about 4 o'clock this morning when I found a video in which a woman is reading a comment that is left on her threads, and it is sharing everything that allegedly happened at this pool party. So, we all gather in the back channels to discuss. Sam had his information. Janice started posting pictures. And the first thing I noticed was Nolan's shorts are the same. So, and there's more than just the picture of the pool party. There was this picture, and it's clearly Nolan on the boat. All of the boys have t-shirts on at this time, but it is at sunset, which means, and it corroborates, someone said that they were parked next to, and this is Wyatt's boat at 7:30 when the person parked next to them left. So I Googled, researched what time was sunset in Ocean Springs, Mississippi on July 4th, and that was at 8 o'clock. So now we know that it is the same day because the boy has the same trunks on, the same swim shorts in every picture. But we also know that they were with him at 8 p.m. So he went missing around 4 or 5, and Katie, that was a complete red herring. He was with them at sunset, and of course after sunset because of this pool party picture.
Yes. Yes. So thank you for that, Miss Shayla. And I don't know if you were here earlier. I gave each and every one of you guys a shout out because, like I said, none of us can do it alone because it's so much information. But I have to pat ourselves on the back. We have been working really, really hard to get answers because Nolan deserves justice.
And that is what I love about our group. And I'm fairly new to the group. Janice and I had been chatting via Twitter or X before we discovered each other on TikTok. What I love about our group is that we don't just rush and post any and everything. we discuss it first. We discuss it amongst each other before we share things publicly. That's why we don't run on certain things like TMZ interviews, because
And also, I'm
we done
sorry.
discussed it and we don't find it credible. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
so be careful of where you're getting your information from. We make it a point to try to give you credible, thoughtful information.
Yes. And what I will say too, if anything comes back as inaccurate, we will let you guys know that as well. We just want the facts to come out. So thank you for saying that, Miss Shayla. Does anybody else have anything else to add? My sound is out, so I can't hear you guys. I don't know why it does this whenever we talk about Nolan.
No, I
Can
don't
y'all
think
hear
your
me?
sound is out. I think we're muted. Yeah, we're
I can hear you
muted.
now. I can hear you now.
I couldn't hear
Can y'all hear me?
anything. Everything went silent. No,
Yes,
everything went silent for 1 minute.
it did.
Yeah, when you were just talking, I couldn't hear anything.
I feel like they unalived him and took him back because it would make sense for his dad not to find him the day he went to go look, but that day, the next day or whenever they went, then they found him. I feel like, and Javion, I'm sorry, y'all, I can't get with Javion at all.
Yeah, Javion's not credible, but and I will post it on my page after this. Maybe I can do it now. Sorry, I'm just figuring out how to navigate
It's
TikTok,
okay.
guys.
So
So
if
It's
that
okay.
was,
And I want to add to that as well. If you guys go back and listen to the interview, also you guys in the chat, if you guys want to, it's pinned on my page. You guys will see it. But if you listen to the interview, the person who came up said the brother was allegedly harassing people. So that would be why he didn't give much in the TMZ interview. Allegedly.
right.
right.
Do y'all feel
So
like
You
he
have to
was
realize,
bullied or
you have
paid?
to like realize that if he was unalive and then they had to take him back, that's like dead weight. So that means like all of them had to pitch in with it, including the daddy that was who was on the boat with them. Like, do y'all know how sick that is? Like,
It
how are
is.
you? And then that's why you take the boat back and wipe off all the evidence. It's sick.
Allegedly. We gotta say
Allegedly.
allegedly, y'all.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah,
Allegedly. But
so
it's sick.
allegedly it happened at this pool party. They allegedly jumped him at this pool party. And like I said, after this live is over, I will post the video that I came across, in which allegedly it happened at this pool party. The part that had me in tears this morning was Nolan was calling for his mom as it happened. They jumped him. If you go to the picture that Janice posted of them in the pool at the pool party, they said that they left his body dangling over the water basketball hoop.
Oh my God. That is terrible.
They left it hanging. He was
Allegedly. Yes. I'm sorry. I
allegedly,
have to keep saying that.
allegedly, everything I'm saying is alleged.
Yes. Everything
Allegedly.
on this panel is alleged.
Miss Shayla,
They
quick question. Was the parents not at the pool party? Were they not home?
No, they were inside, but they were drunk.
Oh, okay.
So allegedly they jump him sometime after that picture was taken. And I don't know if this was about a girl as well, but let's try to give a timeline here. We know that at 11 o'clock, around 11 o'clock, Warren called Miss Christine and said, "Hey, Nolan is missing. And he did not come back from Horn Island, and so is this girl Katie missing, but we don't know who she is." So that was at 11. Miss Christine was like, that is odd. So she starts calling her friend, and her sons would be like, hey, have you seen Nolan? And they are checking out what happened, or they're checking out the Snapchat. And his Snapchat location appeared to show something different than what the Life 360 location was showing. The Life 360 was showing that he was back on land. So she gets concerned, and she begins to try to file a missing persons complaint. And she is given the runaround. She calls the sheriff, and they were like, oh, not our jurisdiction. She then calls Mississippi, it's called MDMR, which is like Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. She calls them, she calls the Coast Guard, and then she calls Ocean Springs Police Department. They all say it's not their jurisdiction, but then the sheriff office calls her back and was like, hey, have you been able to file a missing person complaint? And she's like, no, because they all say it's not their jurisdiction. So the dispatcher at the sheriff's office is like, I'm gonna go ahead and take the report because, just to be sure. So after midnight, her official report to the sheriff's department is filed. Allegedly, according to the young lady who was on the panel on Tuesday, at about 3 a.m., 4 a.m., they are seen, and when I say they, the boys from the pool party are seen at Warren's house, and they're cleaning Wyatt's boat. And well, she says 4 people were seen at Warren's house cleaning Wyatt's boat, which always had me confused as to why Warren was becoming a main character. This wasn't even his boat.
Miss Shayla, I want to jump in really quickly because we have Mad Dog in the chat saying the pool party is from June, and they just posted it. I checked his IG this morning, and it was dated a week ago. And if you go to Ben Crump's profile, he said July 5th as well. So I want to make that clear.
And Miss Shayla, I have a question because I'm a little confused.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, the judge's son is who? Is that Wyatt or Warren?
Warren is the judge's son.
Okay, so the boat was brought back to her house for cleaning?
Yes. So from what I can tell is Warren, Wyatt, and now we have a new character, Evan. They all live on the water. So they have boat ramps.
So Warren and Wyatt.
I'm sorry, Dave. 1 second. There's a lot of feedback. I don't know where it's coming from. Let me see. Miss Shayla, say something.
That was probably mine.
Okay. I just wanted to check. Okay.
Yeah, that was probably mine. It was in the radio.
Let's give the main characters names. Again, this is a lot. I just have an ADHD mind, guys. That's the reason why I can hold on to stuff like this. So we have Jax. Jax is who Nolan spent the night with, and Jax is where Nolan's car was parked, and Jax is where the keys were on the Xbox. We have Wyatt. Wyatt's family, or Wyatt himself, is the owner of the boat. That we're at this point, we're only concerned with the one boat, Wyatt. Warren is the stepson of Judge Ashley Cole. And for some reason, they seem to take Wyatt's boat to Warren's house. Now, this new character we have is Evan. Evan is where the pool party is held at. And if you look at the pictures of Evan's July 4th weekend, you will notice that this house, not only does it have a swimming pool, but it backs up to the water of the Mississippi coast. And in fact, they have a private boat ramp. So from what I can tell from all of the different accounts, Warren had a private boat deck at both his stepmom's house and his bio mom's house. Wyatt has a private boat deck and Evan has a private boat deck. So literally, when they are leaving the island, they could go to any place that had these private boat decks. They were not going to a public dock to get on and off. They were going to private boat decks, and they could kind of cruise around in the boat to anyone whose house is on the water. So we have Wyatt there. Wyatt is on the boat. Going back to the timeline, Nolan spends the night at Jack's house. At some point that morning, I guess they go to Wyatt's house, and they get on this boat and they head out to Horn Island. We know that there was some sort of altercation where we can hear Nolan saying, "What the fuck are you doing? Give me my fucking phone back." So they have been kind of taunting Kim all day. I just want y'all to remember that. They have been taunting Kim all day. Whatever the altercation was, apparently they worked it out because they get back on the boat and they seem to be buddy enough to take another picture of them watching the sunset as they are cruising, and I'm assuming they're cruising to Evan's house because it's on the water. This would be around 8 p.m. that they cruise to Evan's house, and they have this pool party. We can see from the pictures that there appears to be underage drinking, which, back in the day when I was underage, I was probably drinking on the 4th. I have, that happens. Allegedly, from other accounts, this group of friends is known for doing a certain substance that we will call Coca-Cola. So we don't see any evidence of that in the pictures, but that is allegedly what has been said. They're underage drinking and they're doing Coca-Cola. So that was at about 8 o'clock. We then at 11 p.m. get this phone call from Warren to Miss Christine that Nolan's missing. The last time they saw him was with this girl named Katie. She's missing too, but the thing is they don't know who Katie is. She's not a part of their group. Miss Christine then begins checking Life 360. She's calling her friend. Her friend's son is checking Snapchat locations, and the Snapchat location and the Life 360 location seem to say two different things. I want y'all to also remember that at the press conference with Ben Crump in New York, she was very specific in saying something. She said, Life 360 showed everywhere that phone went. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So she's confused. She's trying to figure out who to file this missing persons complaint with. Finally, the sheriff's office takes the complaint, and it's then determined that the Coast Guard needs to do some sort of search, which it does not appear that the Coast Guard was really active in any of this. Like, there has been other audio of people calling, scanner calls of people saying, hey, just wanted to make sure that the Coast Guard and the MDMR are y'all searching. This was literally left up to Nolan, allegedly, Nolan's family. And then we got the Cajun, what are they called? The Cajun Coast Guard, the Cajun whatever, the Cajun Navy involved who helped search. We know at 5 a.m., Nolan's football coach sees all of this going on social media, and he reaches out to Nolan's dad, and he goes, I got a boat, let's go search. None of Nolan's supposed friends called and said, hey, we know y'all don't have a boat. Warren, Wyatt, Evan, we know y'all don't have a boat. We got boats. Let's go search. By then, the friends have gone dead silent. They go out and they are searching Horn Island. The Cajun Coast Guard Cajun Navy gets involved because they had some people in the area. We know that Nolan's dad knows for a fact that he was not on that island because there were people camping out on the island, and if he had been stranded on the island, they would have seen him. This island is about 2 miles wide at its widest point and about 10 to 12 miles long. It is like a sandbar. It is sandy. Yes, there's some grass, but it is like a sandbar. Like, if he was stranded on the island, he would have ran into these people eventually. So no one can see him. They're searching the island all day. No body, no nothing. We know that at this time, Nolan's friends, and I'm using air quotes, Nolan's friends, they start going out to be seen. They are going out to eat. People are stopping them saying, hey, why aren't y'all out searching? And they go, y'all already think we did it anyway. Mind you, this is just a missing person at this point. What is it we think you did? We're just asking why you're not searching, because everyone within this sphere of Ocean Springs on social media knows that Nolan is missing, and they're searching and they're looking for him. They also apparently went out to maybe another party that night. I'm not 100% sure on that one. And then they lawyer up. And then they
And refuse polygraphs, allegedly.
They lawyer up. They allegedly refuse polygraphs. And then they deactivate their social media. Before all social media is deactivated, you get Warren's bio mom, like interacting with this influencer on Facebook, and she's given some weird random account about how she took Wyatt's boat out, or not Wyatt, Warren's boat out, but it was catching water, and so she had to turn around and go back, and it's just like and she had been advised not to talk to anyone. It was like just a really weird statement that she could have really kept to herself. So you have that going on. No one knows where Nolan is. At the same time, Nolan Nolan's mom, Miss Christine, sends her friend to Warren's house to get Nolan's phone. And it appears that they have caught them off guard. They didn't realize that they could see where the location of Nolan's phone was. You know, it's just really weird. So then they are stonewalling and they won't give the phone. It becomes really weird, but eventually they hand the phone over. This is at the same time that Nolan's dad goes to Jack's house to get Nolan's car because his car is parked there. Again, they act really weird. Mind you, none of the parents have come out to talk to Nolan's dad, or I'm gonna call him, you know, his auntie, because it's probably what he considered his mom's friend, his auntie. None of the parents have come out to talk to adults. These adults are talking to children. And so Nolan's dad, hush. Nolan's dad is at Jax's house trying to get Nolan's car. They're stonewalling him. They don't know where the keys are. And then some girl calls and is like, no, his keys, I was there earlier. His keys are on top of the Xbox. So then Jax suddenly remembers that Nolan's keys are on top of the Xbox. They give Nolan's dad the keys and then lock the door. They also call the police. Again, just weird, unhelpful behavior. So you've got all of this going on. Social media is ablaze. Everyone is trying to find Nolan. And then we get to Monday morning, about Monday, I don't want to say, it was a little before noon. We start hearing reports that Nolan's body has all of a sudden magically been found. It is on the northwest tip of Horn Island, an area that was already searched. And in fact, again, they had already searched all of Horn Island. It was only 2.5 miles wide by 10 to 12 miles long. They had searched all of Horn Island. But anyway, they find his body on the northwest tip in water. It was a park ranger that found his body. It was alleged then, because I was watching the Don Lemon show when the Cajun Navy captain, I guess, the head of the Cajun Navy was like, you could tell that this man didn't want to say anything weird, but he was like suspicious of all of it. It is reported that Nolan's body is in bad shape, and it is not in the shape, it's not from the water. That's all that they'll report. He's not in bad shape because his body has been in the water. His body is in bad shape. They will not allow anyone of his family to come down and physically identify him. They're not allowing it. So they identify as him through his dental records. The sheriff then comes and is like, well, we're investigating, but it looks like an accidental drowning. Excuse me, sir? No, it does not. And then that's how we get to here. So that's just sort of a recounting. We now have discovered that they were at Evan's house. Evan's mom broke up the party at on July 4th evening, going into July 5th morning at about 1 a.m., according to this post that has now been deleted. And she was drunk allegedly, she was drunk herself. She came out and was yelling at the kids, talking about, y'all, y'all are making up too much noise. Y'all need to leave, or I'm calling the police. And this girl who originally posted this said that everyone left, but Nolan was still there. Nolan had to stay there. So that's how we've gotten to this today.
Yes, and Miss Shayla, I just wrote in the chat that is your superpower. She is very good at retelling events, so I definitely love her for that. And I wanted
But
to
I never know where my own keys are. That's the downside of ADHD. I never know where immediate things are, but this I know.
Yes, and I wanted to say too, someone asked about me putting to contact the police. So I am in constant watch of Nolan's mom's Facebook account, and she put that if any information, contact Ben Crump and the authorities. And being honest, we all know how Mississippi can be based on past experiences. So if you do send information to the authorities, please also send it to Ben Crump as well. Oh, it went blank again. I don't know what is happening.
I think we can hear you, but we're muted.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, so I want to read some comments of the chat really quickly. Glow Lucia, thank you so much for the rose. Layla, thanks for joining. Lucia, she said that was an excellent recap. Brenda, thank you for following. KK said very thorough and helpful. Rochella said so good, and thank you. So that was definitely a lot. And I think anybody with eyes can see that something definitely happened. And at the end of the day, we just want justice for Nolan. I want to add to that too. I believe the digital footprint is going to seal everything. So what do you guys think? What are you guys' take?
Oh, most definitely. And let me tell you something. This makes me want to get a lot. If y'all, I'm a true crime sort of junkie, to be honest with you. If y'all followed the Mackenzie Sherilla case, the girl in Ohio who drove into a wall to kill her boyfriend and a friend, the way she was caught was through Life 360. Life 360 will tell you that they were in a car at this time, how fast the car was going, like when they were braking, like Life 360 is something. I would suggest everybody get them a subscription to Life 360 and share it with your family and friends. When Miss Christine said, we know everywhere that phone went, they know way more than what they are saying.
Yes. And also for the cover up that we are seeing allegedly take place, 17-year-old boys, 18-year-old boys could not do this by themselves. If all of this is accurate, they definitely had assistance from adults, allegedly.
Well, that's how Warren's stepmom, Judge Ashley Cole, gets involved. I'm sure they allegedly, speculatively, all of the whatever I need to say, reached out to her because they think of her as some sort of legal genius because she's a judge. Which is why they were doing things like being seen publicly, going out to eat, going out that night, because they were trying to not seem guilty. It is why Warren all of a sudden becomes a main character in this when it was never his boat or even his house in which this pool party was out. In the video I have, in the statement, the girl says that Warren saw everything and he recorded everything. And just so you know, that anything digital, even if you delete it, even if you think you permanently have deleted it, it is saved and it can be found. And it's like the information is out there.
Yes, and I said that on the Fugitive TV show. That's a TV show. The Fugitive podcast that I did on YouTube. Them talking is going to make it's going to prove that they are lying about everything, because we can prove what they wrote isn't true. If I'm being honest, they fucked themselves over. They shouldn't have been talking.
So watch this, guys. The information that I shared with a couple of young ladies last night. When I go back to Messenger to pull it up, it isn't available.
Wow.
I have the video. And like I said, I will post it on my page after the live. I made a point to download that video.
Yes, I was gonna say you guys are gonna have to download and save everything that you see, because it will and can be deleted.
Yeah, even if it's not downloadable, make sure you take a screenshot or a screen recording of it.
And that's why those pictures are on my page, because I have a feeling they are going to try to go back and delete the whole thread. But once you post something, it's there.
Wow.
Sorry to interrupt, but I did want to touch on, I'm driving, so it might be loud in the background. Like Miss Shayla said, allegedly his body is in bad shape. I think that whenever the time comes where they have his funeral, open casket. A lesson needs to be taught for the young people. They're gonna have to actually see it, like we saw Emmett Till. We're gonna have to see it. It's gonna have to be open casket. I feel like it's gonna be an eye opener for a lot of people that have gotten comfortable over the years.
And we know in the Black community, like, the body to us is sacred. Whenever anybody passes, the first thing we ask is who's doing the body. We know that there are morticians out there who can work magic. They need to keep it. They need to not do their best at this time.
Well, we have some really good. We have 2 or 3 really right here in the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Really good funeral homes that really do astounding work. But at the same token, it's all about how mom and dad wants it, and in that sense.
I also wanted to add to that too. I know there has been a lot of discussion about Nolan's mom, about how they should have taught him. I said this too. I think now isn't the time. Just watching her heartbreak, I don't think that's anything that she needs to hear at the moment. She's still grieving her son.
But Nolan's dad did say at the press conference that I taught them, that I taught him, strength in numbers. Come back with everybody you left with. Yes. This was not the case. We now know he did come back, allegedly, supposedly, maybe, did come back with them. I think we are dealing with a teenager who, the day wasn't perfect, but the desire to be a teenager and to have his last hurrah before football season and college starts back up was kind of guided him. And unfortunately, his discernment had not been developed enough to listen to his gut and just to separate from them the moment they got back to land.
This is Clarity. And prior to this morning is when I heard about Evan. I still had not ruled out the possibility that Katie could be involved, as well as the friend Javon. But now, in light of the new information about Evan, like, it's clear to me, I'm convinced that Katie had nothing to do with it. So when Katie said, I thought that he was going on the boat with his friends, I believe that did now happen. He did leave with his friends. And then Javon, I think that he probably knows more than what he's alluding to. And I've seen in writing that he's been known to go both ways, meaning go both sides of the coin. So again, in light of the new information, I'm totally convinced that what makes sense to me is that he did leave the island. He went back to Evan's house. There was something that happened at this pool party, and then this was their cover up, backtracking. It was sloppy, poor. And yes, I think adults were definitely involved. Thank you.
Yes, and that also means too, Katie was telling the truth, and the boys were lying because they were blaming each other.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
What Javon, whatever his name is, whatever Javon or Javion, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. What he needs to learn is that he's a token, and tokens always get spent. So if I were him, I would get real quiet and try to distance myself from this before they find a way.
You better tell it.
Before they find a way to try to blame him for something.
Not only that too, if they did it to Nolan allegedly, they could do it to him. I wouldn't trust anybody over there.
And he also just seems like someone who's been trying to interject himself in this story. We have all seen the pictures. Nolan was the only Black person. Like at the pool party, he's the only Black person. At the island, it appears that he's the only Black person. Like where, you know.
Javion has Eddie energy.
Yes. But no, he has Eddie energy in a sense. I just think he's trying to interject himself into this story, and he wasn't there.
Do you think he was like bullied into it, or like paid to say something to like throw everybody off their tracks?
Maybe paid. Maybe, I mean, he is a child. He wants the attention and the social media attention. Like, you know, just make up a story and pretend like you were there and you and Nolan saw each other and dapped each other up, and you know, you have all the insights about this friend group. I just think he is a sideline, a perimeter player. You know, he's not really in the mix as much as he wants to be. And that probably explains him in real life. Like, he wants to be a part of the cool kids group, but he's not.
Yes, and Miss Shayla and everyone, we have 10 people asking to request up because there's so much going on social media. If you don't have a profile picture with your face, we won't be able to bring you up. We just can't take the risk because this conversation is so serious. So I'm going to try to bring Allie Kicks up. Hi, Allie. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes, I've been following this case since it happened. Of course, I don't live in Mississippi, but just I watched about 4 interviews with the parents, 4 different ones, and my whole thing in this whole, nobody brought up, because the boat going out to the island and coming back, there's a vehicle that has to tow that boat out there and bring it back. I think the authorities, if they were really trying to do their job, they would have had warrants for the vehicle that towed it out there and the boat itself, regardless of them cleaning it off, because they don't know where in. as soon as they seen that he was the missing persons alert, that stuff should have been seized.
I
Or,
agree.
and then if they didn't do it then, as soon as they found his body, the vehicle that towed that boat out there in the boat should have been in custody of the police until they already combed through it and forensics went fully through the boat and the vehicle, because there was probably evidence somewhere in there, especially if it didn't happen on the island, something happened somewhere else. The body had to be moved from one location to the next, because I don't think it actually happened on the island, personally. Because just like Life, the mom said the Life 360 had the phone on land, and he probably had his phone at one point. And they said it is the parents did say that when they're out to the island, it is normal for them to not get in the water with their phone. They just leave it hanging out on the boat if they're going in the water or whatever. But the fact that they said that, hey, they didn't even check. He said that the friend said that he was going with the girl. I think he would get his phone back then, because there is an island. He could have his phone then. You get what I'm saying? I don't see an 18, 19-year-old, and that the parents said he was always posting.
Yeah.
Always posting.
I think they thought they could delete, because I'm sure that in his Snapchat that he had taken pictures, and probably pictures of himself at Evan's house at the pool party. And
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it actually. That's why I said there was probably stuff from earlier, because there's a 7-hour, 8-hour gap from when they said the last person, and I put that in quotations, the female seen him at 3 p.m. and then you don't hear anything until 11 o'clock. The mom said that one of the friends, after the friend called the Coast Guard and then called the mom, that's 8 hours. What happened in between those 8 hours?
so that to me is the reason why they deleted his Snapchat.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what happened in between.
No, I'm agreeing.
Those hours.
I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying, just for clarity, he had 2 Snapchat accounts. The mom said that both of his Snapchats were deleted.
Yeah, both of them. Totally.
Both of them. So, and he was very active on Snapchat.
Yeah.
They thought that they were deleting the 8-hour difference. And again, Snapchat is known to work with law enforcement. Allegedly. They, just because it's, past the 24 hours that snaps are available, or even if they are deleted, they can
recover it. Yeah, I'm tracking all. My whole thing was I'm looking into the vehicle that pulled the boat out there in the boat. There's a lot to do with that, and then with all this, if there was a party, why aren't there warrants going out to these people's house just to get? Because that community is, I heard that community is not that big, it's small. So you got one of the kids have a cop parent, and then there's the stepmom that is a judge, and then the coroner. They all know each other. It's all in that little county, and I would not be able to trust that. And I think that's why they immediately went out and got Mr. Crump, because they know. I think they know deep down inside, and I can't say nothing about, you know, people saying, well, why wasn't he hanging out with black? The proximity. I don't think there's probably in that county, there's probably only a handful of black people, and with proximity, he's gonna initially just hang out with white people and black people. You get what I'm saying? That's what his parents were saying. They
Right.
didn't do that. They
Right.
didn't do that like, oh, they should have taught him. The father taught him, you know, the basic thing. Just like I was taught back in the day. If you go out with these friends, you need to be coming back with these friends.
Can I
Alex,
can I can I
I
add
want to ask
something?
you a question.
I want to add something really quickly. I want to shout out Black Light 726. He said that Ocean Springs used to be called Lynchburg Springs. And I looked it up. It's true. In the 1850s.
That's what I'm saying. That community, I would not trust, because you got the corn, you know, all of them are in cahoots down there. They're going
Alex,
to
I
cover
would
each
like
other.
to
They're
ask
going to cover each other up. And that's just my speculation, but we're talking about Mississippi.
Allie, I would like to ask you a question.
That's fine.
Because I had not heard, but which child's parent is the police chief?
Not the police chief, just a cop down there. I can't remember. I gotta look. Hold on.
And sundown cities are still.
Oh, they're still prevalent all over
Yeah.
the United States.
Yeah. I do want to put in, my family is from Mississippi. So most of the time, Mississippi is old. So it's generations of people who work in the police field, in the law field, any of that. So their connections are very, very strong to this day. It goes back as far as 1850, you know? So it's no surprise that these things continue to happen out there and it gets swept under the rug because those connections are so strong for many decades, you know?
I think that is what is taking them by surprise, that Black people have been like, oh, hell no. We have a new way to connect with each other via social media. We can share, you know, our concerns, our thoughts, and our ideas. Even Ben Crump said he learned about this case from social media.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have to keep talking about it.
Yep.
Because the less we talk, the more they cover.
Yeah.
They can't cover if we keep things rolling. They can't cover it up.
And just to
we have
mention,
changed the game, essentially. Like,
you guys said like it came out because of social media. So it makes me think somebody in that friend group had another friend that outed the whole thing and said something is going on. So somebody already knows it's some foul play allegedly going on, which is why they put the information out to social media in the first place, because it wasn't going to hit the news without
That was our source.
Yeah.
Yes. One of them was our source, and thank God for her.
Yep.
I know that it wasn't easy. Now we have 15 people requesting to come up. Again, if you don't have a profile picture, I won't be able to bring you up just because so much is going on social media and we want to keep the conversation going. So I'm about to bring True Blue Z up. Hi, True. Are you able to hear us? True, can you hear me? Okay, I had to drop True. We can't take any chances. The next person, Miss T122. Okay, Miss T, are you able to hear us?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So the pool party was that allegedly the same day that they're saying that he went missing, that he didn't come back with everybody else?
yes,
So
that
it was before
happened.
going into the fed.
Yes, that happened after, let's say, 8 o'clock, because we have a picture of him with it's like 3 or 4 other boys. Janice has that picture, and they have t-shirts on, and it is sunset. And I googled sunset in Ocean Springs on the 4th of July happened at 8:09 p.m. We know that the boat parked next to them said that they left as they were leaving at 7:30, that Wyatt's boat was still there partying as they were leaving at 7:30. So it would make sense that they left at around 8 o'clock to head back to Evan's house. And again, all of these 3 houses, from what I can determine, Evan, Wyatt, and Warren, both of Warren's houses, his stepmoms and his bio moms, they are all on the water. So that
Miss
means,
Shayla,
Okay, so they're
Miss,
all like are they all like in a small neighborhood or?
yeah, like I wish I could explain it better, but they have houses on the water and they have private boat ramps,
yes,
meaning they don't
and
have
Miss
to.
T, if you, I'm sorry, we keep interrupting. I'm sorry, Miss T. I just wanted to tell you the photo. If you go to my profile, it's
Mhm.
right there. You will see it.
Okay.
And I also wanted to stop too because I saw someone in the chat asking about the statement that Judge Ashley Cole, Shayla's best friend, they were asking about the flag in her background. So I pulled it up, and if you look at that statement release, that appears to be allegedly, from my eyes, it looks like a Confederate flag. Can you guys
Mm,
look at the photo and see if you guys see the same thing?
Girl, I listen.
I don't doubt it.
Miss Ashley with 2 E's Cole. I never needed to know. I didn't need the
Yes.
picture. I
I
just knew.
I just
Like
I
the
just
way they
don't.
have been sharing about her history and her interactions and
Mm,
her rulings when it comes to Black constituents in Jackson County, Mississippi. I don't know why y'all hadn't voted Miss Ashley with 2 E's Cole out.
yeah. So
It's
and the main
the
thing I was.
answer is always in the details. I'm sorry, Miss T. Go ahead.
No, well, that's what I was wondering. I mean, I know it's a small community and it's a small town. And God, is it that small that if I'm in that small town and I see a boat being towed more than 1 or 2 times, like that nobody else saw this stuff?
So I don't know that, and I wanted, if Sam is available,
I am.
Sam, if they have a private boat dock, their boat doesn't need to be towed, correct?
Well, if it's broken down with all those people out there, we have a system here called Tttt, and Tttt, most people have it that will tow your boat. But let me just say this: then they can check with Tttt, and they can find out exactly who towed the boat in. They were saying that it was taken on water and it was towed in, but nobody else confirmed that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else confirmed it. And a boat like that, of that statute, if any time that a boat starts taking on water like that, all you have to do is pull the plug in the bottom of the boat, the drain plug, and then just give it full throttle, and the water that's in there will actually run out through the bottom of the boat. And they know that. I'm a boat owner. They're a boat owner. They know that. So that to me is
It's not
a lot.
unusual for boats to take on water. Like when they said that, they threw that out there to throw us off, to
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
find a way to make it look like they are the helpless victim in this story.
Allegedly.
Boats are wet. They are messy. Boat shoes are made of, they have grip soles on the bottom and they've got like leather uppers because it is wet on a boat. If they have a private boat deck, and I didn't want to discredit what Miss Allie was saying, but they have private boat docks. They don't
Oh, I'm
need to
tracking all that.
they don't need to be towed.
Well, I
They
didn't say
live
they need to
right
be
there
towed.
on they live right there on the water. They're
Okay,
not
I can
going
picture that.
they're not going to the public dock. Like I
Right.
have a lake not too far from my home. Most people who do not live on the lake have to go to the public dock, put their boat in the water
Okay.
unless they
Mm-hmm.
have
Correct.
rented a dock there at the boating dock and put their these people didn't have to do that.
No,
They could literally drive around to each other's house by boat.
by boat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well,
Right.
my
And
thing,
they
my thing, what I came up here when I was talking about the boat in the vehicle that got the or put the boat in the water, but you're saying they live on there, so they wouldn't have been driving or whatever.
Right.
My other thing is they said it was the bilge pump or whatever that was broken down, and the reason why I wanted them to get a warrant because they wouldn't have. I don't think they would have fixed if the bilge pump went out, like it was a faulty, like a pump, a piece of equipment. I don't think they could have
Fixed it in enough time.
fixed it in enough time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they should have got a warrant and see if the bilge pump was actually broken.
right. They should have seized the
Allie,
boat
I have been
altogether.
wanting to
No,
subpoena.
no,
Yeah, they definitely should have
that's what
seized
I
the
came
boat.
when I first came up here. That's what I said. They should have seized the boat and I said the vehicle that put it out there, but if there's no vehicle that put it
Well,
out
well,
there now.
here's the good thing about it. Once the autopsy report comes back, those are some of the things that are going to be put in place, like the boats. They're going to seize them. If there's any blood residue, you can go out and you can bleach a boat down all day long. Doesn't matter. Now, once they put that blue light on it, any blood splatter, is going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they still have the boat. It's
That's
been in their
fine.
custody and it's going to be in their custody.
That's
And if
fine.
they have the law on their side down there, they can manipulate all that.
Well,
They
here's the
got time to
thing.
manipulate that. They should have.
Miss
Hold
Allie,
on.
we understand what you're saying. I have been saying subpoena everything for the past couple
Yeah.
of days.
Yep.
And I want luminol tests done on everything. But what Mr. Sam is saying is there, like we just think, because everybody knows in the back channel, I've been talking about subpoenas left and right.
Yeah.
The forensics is going to be there.
That's not going
Like
anywhere.
we just need to wait, and let's get back. I want the independent autopsy results back, because I think a couple of things that we are looking for, has the young lady said on the Tuesday live, is that if there is no water in the lungs, it means, that he did not drown. But I think we also need to be looking for what type of water would be in his lungs. Was it chlorine water? Because that looks like a chlorine pool to me.
It's
And,
not.
or was it salt water?
It's salt water. The Gulf
Is
of
the
Mexico
pool
is salt water.
is the pool salt water too?
Well, the pool is salt water. Most of your pools are it's gonna have chlorine in it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because
So
you
it's-
can have a
so-
saltwater pool,
Right. So some people do have saltwater pools, and then some people have.
but
a
that
chlorinated
pool
pool.
to me looks to be a chlorine pool.
I
Like,
think they'll be able to tell the difference of if he quote unquote drowned out there and if there is water in his lungs opposed to him if he was in something happened in that pool.
Well,
Yes, they could test
Alleged,
the
that's what I'm
water.
saying.
to
Allegedly.
tell.
Allegedly.
They could test the water to tell.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And-
saying. They can test the water. They could test the
Yeah.
water.
If it was
Has
in
the
the
body-
oceans, salt water is gonna have more salt. Than,
Yeah,
pool,
yeah. They're gonna be able to tell all that.
Has
And
the body
allegedly-
already been flown out for the
Yes, the body's in DC right now.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So allegedly, another one of the reasons that they didn't want anybody to see the body was because of the bruises and the head. The
Wow.
head had extensive damage to it.
Yeah, I just heard that.
So sad.
Okay, so this is why. So why else would they use if his head was intact and everything was? Why do we need dental records to identify him?
If they need dental records, it's really bad.
It's bad. It's bad. And this is why they had to take him back out too, because this was all after the pool party, allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly. Mm-hmm.
And let me just say this. All last week, up until yesterday evening and last night, when this other information came out, even after the protests, the peaceful protests, Facebook has really been silent with their remarks. It's been a minimum. All week long, it's been all this, and that. But even today, all those people that were saying it's been, when I say it's been silent on this end, it's been silent.
You saying silent from who?
From their perspective. Everybody it was a drowning. It was a drowning. You ain't hearing nothing about no drowning no more.
Right.
You ain't hearing nothing about no drowning. After church, my wife and I, we went out to eat at a place, and we got in, we sat down, and this lady was just, I was talking to someone, and the lady was just, I was talking to the waitress, and the lady was just looking at, and I could feel it, but I out of the corner of my eye, but my wife caught on to it, and she just didn't like me talking.
You felt the hole burning in your skin that she was looking at you so hard.
Yeah, but what she didn't know is, my wife is every bit of 5'2", but it's like a heart of a lion.
Yes.
So she just looked, and I wonder, she just looked, and when everybody know your spouse when they get that look, like, okay, it's about to go down.
Yeah. Yes. Y'all, we have 17 people requesting to come up, so I'm going to bring Gloria up next. So, Gloria, are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, everyone. I am from Jackson County, Moss Point, Pascagoula, Mississippi. How are you guys?
We are great. Thank you for being.
I left 14 years ago. I reside in Houston, Texas now.
Oh,
And go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm in the DFW area.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm in the Houston
Texas.
area, so
Okay,
we in here.
Houston. Okay, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And let me
okay.
tell y'all
Showing
something.
out.
I left that place so fast. I have a son that plays D1 football. He's on his 3rd year in college, and I have a child that's about to be a nurse. There is no way they would have ever accepted my gifted children. And I knew that immediately in 2013, and I left that place. And my mom won't leave there. She says, her house is big. She said, my house not big enough. But I do have to say that I know how it goes down there. I know the hierarchy. I know that there's so many cases. There are so many cases, you guys, that didn't make national news, that did not go front line, that have just been totally forgotten about and swept under the rug. And I know Elmore Wansley personally. I actually went to school with him. He's a few years older than me, and he has always been a great person. I do want to say that. He has always been a good man. Even in high school, he was a good man. So I knew he would marry and have a great family. But I wanted to say, when I see Nolan, I see my son. My son is the same replica of that boy, 6'1", 180 something pounds. My baby's a little bigger because he's a defensive back, but it's just, I can't sleep. I can't eat. I'm so invested because I just feel like something has to be done. And I just wanted to get on here and say, this is the first time in the history of me seeing, as a Mississippi resident, coming from there, that a family didn't back down. Everybody else is afraid. They back down. Elmore and his wife did not back down. They kept going. And I'm so proud of them because most people tuck their tail and accepted. They did not. And Nolan's unaliving will not be in vain. And I'm gonna tell y'all why, because I'm a spiritual person. And this baby is so special and so important to change. Emmett Till started the civil rights movement, but Nolan is causing a bigger shift. He is making people be held accountable for what they did. And I'm sitting here in Texas proud because I see the change. The march, I tried to get there. My sister is there and I tried to get there, but I couldn't take off work. But I'm telling y'all, this change is over 100 years in the making, and they need to shut the state down. They need to redo the legislature, the laws. Still laws from 120 years ago are on the books. It's sad. It's stuck in Mayberry, and the rest of us are in 2026. I'm sorry, I just got to say that.
We
You're right.
appreciate you for speaking.
Where does your Miss Gloria? Where does your son play D1 football at?
Hold on, I couldn't unmute it. I'm sorry. My son plays for Sam Houston State. He is on TV.
Okay.
He is number 20. His name is Javon Wilson. I just don't want nobody to come get him because I would
No,
have to.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to know where he
Oh
played
no, I
at.
don't mind it. I don't mind it at all because it's a big deal for me and our family. So he
No,
plays for Sam Houston State. He plays for Sam Houston State. But
no, it is a big deal. And
it's a big
the
deal.
reason I want to say that is because Nolan was trying to make it to Monday when he had his D1 college tryout. And being where he was in Mississippi, he more than likely was trying out for Mississippi State
Mm-hmm.
or Ole Miss. Y'all were talking about SEC schools. We're talking about Division I schools.
Mm-hmm.
This would have put him on the path of going to the NFL. Like
Of course.
while he might have had him a couple of drinks again. When I was underage on 4th of July, we would go down by the lake and drink. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, we did.
yeah, I
Of
have.
course, all kids have.
Yes.
We're not going to hold that against him. He was being a teenager, and that is acceptable. What's unacceptable is his opportunity to thrive being removed from him. That is
Exactly.
what's killing me. That's what's killing me. And I had to call my children, and I just want to say this, you guys. My kids are 20 and 27. And I had to get on a conference call with my grown kids with their cars and their own lives and say, I need you to keep your app on. I need you to keep your location on. I have to monitor you even more now and I had to have a tough conversation again with my grown children about their safety. And my baby was leaving practice and he was like, Mom, what is this about? I'm just getting off the field. And I'm like, son, I need you to go in the field room, go somewhere and let me talk to you. And I had to educate him on Nolan. I had to explain, you need to get on Instagram. You need to get on here and you need to pay attention to what's happening where you're from. And now he's invested in looking into this because he was so getting ready for his season that he didn't know what was going on. And that's a hard conversation for us as Black people. Why do we have to keep having these conversations with our children? Where are we safe? And they're like, okay, Mom, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep my location on. But that was the hardest conversation to explain to him about Nolan. And he was like so like shocked with it. So this is affecting all of us collectively, any
And
of
I think,
us.
and I want to add, Miss Gloria, too. The situation is sad all around, but it's definitely waking us up with all of these situations back to back to back. We can no longer sleep.
We have to fight, you guys. I hate to say that. We have to stand for something or we fall for anything. And strategically, I'm just done with laying down. I'm at the point now where it's like I'm ready. If I was in that position, what would I do? I would have blew the town up. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I would have been on the news.
I think the past couple of months between Carmelo and Tone Miller and now Nolan, you are hearing the collective sigh of Black people, and we are tired. And what my post that I made this morning on X before we started putting together all the various different aspects of what was going on with Nolan. My post was, when you look at the outcome of Nolan's murder, or now it's a murder allegedly, when you look at the outcome of Nolan's death, now you understand why Carmelo was carrying a pocket knife.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like that post.
Carmelo eventually, you guys, and I'll let everyone else talk. I've been talking a few minutes, but Carmelo did what he did, and Nolan is in the position and it's so backwards. But I understand Carmelo now. If I didn't before, I totally understand his reasoning or his fight or flight, his mindset, and I think they're going to revisit that eventually. And the same thing in his case, like this case, hierarchy, small town, community, cover up, all of that's going to change. That's going to change. And I think one case at a time, we will get justice, you guys. I spiritually speaking, we'll get justice. We will
Yes,
get justice.
And
thank you for those
Christian,
words.
you
Go
said
ahead,
that
Miss Pretty.
I was just trying to piggyback on what she was talking about, Carmelo. Do you know that these people is on these panels talking about this is get back for Austin? And I just was like, I know y'all fucking lying. Y'all cannot be on these panels doing this, and then it's like they bashing. No, I'm like, how are you talking so bad about a person who has passed away and they so wrong with his mama? Oh, well, you should have known not to let him go with no YTs anyway, or you should have known not to let him go on no boat, and you ain't even got a boat. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? It's like it's no heart, it's like no sympathy, and you ain't
No
gonna know it
empathy.
until it's happening to you.
As someone who grew up in the suburbs of Dallas, you are, we can't be friendless. I grew up in the suburbs of Dallas when literally in elementary school, it would be about four black people in the grade. It would be me and three other kids. And they would put one black kid in one class, one black kid in another class. Like we were each the for lack of a better word, the token of each of the grade classrooms. Like we have to, you know, you do have to socialize and interact. We're not all growing up in predominantly black communities, and I think we need to come to the realization of that. But that was why there were also rules in place. The when be careful of who you go out with. To this day, I have never been, and I've been to several parties in my youth. I was never the person who could just get drunk and be careless. You know what I mean? I needed to watch what was going on. When I had a group of friends and we were hanging out in like downtown Dallas and going to they would be out of their minds, incoherent, intoxicated. That could never be me. I had to be aware of who I was with and all of my surroundings. My first job out of college was on Carnival Cruise Lines. I was always coherent of when we got to dock. I would be very coherent of what was going on around me while my shitmates were out partying.
Yes, and y'all, I'm sorry, Miss Shayla.
We
We
don't
have
have that luxury.
yes, we have 15 people waiting. I know Rose is saying in the chat to add other people. I don't know if you were in here, Rose, but we have to be careful of who we add because people are getting people's lives taken down. So if you don't have a profile picture, we won't be able to add you. I'm sorry, we just have to be safe. We have to make sure that this conversation continues. So I wanted to make that clear. And I'm sorry, I go ahead, Miss Shayla and Gloria. I do want to get everybody a chance to come in, but we'll probably be on for another hour. And then if you guys can't make it up, we will be here tomorrow, 4:30 Central Standard Time. So
I just have one more question, and then if you want to let me out, that's fine. As far as what they're saying that Tyler Perry is going to be doing with the is it like individual investigations, or like what does that consist of? What will that have? What will happen
My
with that?
understanding was Tyler Perry was paying for the funeral. Al Sharpton would be officiating. Colin Kaepernick paid for the individual autopsy.
Okay.
And I'm
Yes.
assuming that Ben Crump is working pro bono, or, he will get his money in the end somehow.
And with the donations and stuff that are coming through. Now that's another thing. Like, is that legit? Like, is there a legit GoFundMe?
There
Yes,
is.
the GoFundMe is actually linked in my bio, and you will see the person's name. But I
Okay.
did verify it goes directly to the family. We have nothing to do with it, so I want to
Okay.
make that clear too.
And Miss Christine mentioned the GoFundMe when she did an interview with Don. She and Nolan's dad did an interview with Don Lemon. So they are aware of it. They have been very honest that yes, it's going to, funeral. Well, most of funeral and stuff will be covered, but they are not able to work at this time. We have to also look at the fact that them choosing to stand up and to buck the system, that means that put them in jeopardy, like their jobs are in jeopardy.
Can I
Yes,
make one?
and
Okay, go ahead.
yes, Gloria, you definitely can. I
And
just
then
want to
y'all can
add
drop me
really quick.
down. Y'all can drop me down.
Okay. I just want to add really quickly. I just checked the GoFundMe. They are asking for $750K. They have $626,082. So if you guys want to continue to donate, please do. Go ahead, Miss Gloria.
I just have one more thing to say, and then I know we're hurting, we're all upset, but this is one thing I've learned about living in Texas that makes it a little easier for me. Just to give some kind words before I shut up, because I talk too much. But I just want to say we're upset at everybody. And I understand that YT people, as well as African Americans, our perspectives are different because our experiences are. And I used to be so upset with YT people coming from Mississippi because I didn't understand, how can you not see what we see? How are you not accountable? And it took me a long time. But now they're just as messed up as we are. As we are oppressed, so are they. They never had the opportunity to see us as humans. We never got the opportunity to be humanized. So I know we're all upset, and I've been dealing with it every night. But I just want to say that I feel more sorry for a mind that won't open versus a mind that is. So, I know we're angry, and it's this race stuff is going on. I think the family should move. I think the family should uproot and come to a different state after this experience. So I just wanted to throw that in there because it'll never be safe and it'll never be the same for them. So I just want to leave y'all with some kind words. Keep hope alive.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Miss Gloria. We appreciate you. Okay, I'm gonna drop you now, and then I'm gonna go to the next person. So the next person that we have, and I have to say with the photo, is going to be Miss Lowe. Okay, she dropped. She didn't come up, so I'm gonna go to the next person, who is Miss Sherry. Okay, I think Miss Sherry dropped. Again, you guys have been waiting for a while, so I definitely appreciate it. Darren, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up. Okay, I think Darren dropped as well. I'm gonna keep going in the line. I want to make sure everyone gets a chance that has a photo. So, Promise Nicole, I'm bringing you up. Okay, I guess a lot of people got tired of waiting, and I understand everybody's time is valuable. I'm going to Not the One. Okay, they dropped two. And the last person is Dalian. Okay, I think she dropped two below. But again, just for future, if you do want to come up, We do ask that you have a profile picture so that way we can verify that you are a real person, just to make sure that our lives stay safe. I'm done, y'all.
I wanted to top what Gloria was saying before she got off,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't get to. She was saying that, this is one of the first families out there to actually stand up and do something about it. And I wanted to say, a lot of the time, as someone that has family in Mississippi, a lot of the time they are, and I don't want anybody to take offense to this, but they're not as educated. They have, most of the schools out there, they're either an A school or a school that really does not care. So a lot of the time, the education there is zero. It's horrible. And so when things like this happen, a lot of them do not know the law. A lot of them are afraid to say anything to their oppressors. And a lot of it just gets pushed under the rug like it has been done for decades and centuries. And this is just not Mississippi. This is, the South in general and a lot of other states that we deal with. But I do want to say that, and it is a great thing that they chose to stand up because we don't see it a lot. And that also comes back to what I was saying about coming from a good place. We know that his parents they have a good background. They have a good education. They're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times, any other time that we do hear this, they just don't have the knowledge and they are scared. But I do applaud them for standing up and trying to figure out what really has happened. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, I do want to bring up Eli. I'm taking a risk, Eli. Please don't fuck me over. But I'm going to bring up Eli.
Does he have a profile? Oh.
He doesn't, but I was able to confirm. Eli, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so yeah, this hurt me as well because it's like, I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I grew up kind of around YT people, and it was just certain things that I noticed when I was growing up as of like, I remember one day, so-called my friend, he shot me with a BB gun. And just after that, it just hurt me because it was just like, why would you shoot me with a pellet gun, especially with metal BBs that this may take out my eyes or hurt me? So it's just like, I feel for Nolan because it's like, it just hurts. It just very, very hurts. It's just like, and if it was the other way around, we all know how this would go. And it's just sad. It's very, very sad because it's like I said, if this was the other way around, we know how this would go. And that's just the sad part. And I just pray that he finds justice and his family finds justice as well. And that I just want everyone to come together and realize that this is happening everywhere. And it's just sad.
Yes.
It's very, very sad.
Yes, and we definitely agree with you. So I definitely appreciate you. I do remember responding to something that you said. So that's the only reason why I brung you up.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. I just need to get that off my chest because I've been, like I said, I've been feeling for this kid for a couple of days, and I've been telling a lot of people around me because I live in Florida, so a lot of people really don't know what's really going on in other states like that, and I just been telling a lot of people like this is just crazy.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. We are
Thank you.
all feeling the same way. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop you down because normally I would not bring anybody that doesn't have a profile picture. But thank you again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Eli, you had me scared. I had my finger on the disconnect button the whole time, but you're good. You're good. Does anybody else want to add to the conversation? I know it's a lot of information, and I can tell everyone in this chat that I've been seeing, we all just want justice. And we appreciate you guys allowing us to share our thoughts and you guys sharing your thoughts with us. So thank you for that. Okay. Does anyone?
I just wanted to say, like what the young man just said, how, it's hurtful and we are all hurting. Like, what do you do? Like, what do we do? Like, sometimes it's just the only thing that I've been thinking about constantly, 1 hour after hour after hour after hour. Like, what do you do? My son is older. When he was younger, he played football at a predominantly white school, but we didn't have to worry about that at that time, way back. But now, like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, how do you take a stand? I know you're supposed to keep talking about it and keep sharing it, but for your mental, what do you do?
Anybody want to answer that before I answer it? Because y'all know my answer.
Come on, Malcolm, answer it.
Yeah, I'm a Malcolm. It's a Rodney. You have to be a Rodney, literally. We're gonna have to start being aggressive back, because I can't say that word on.
Be a Christopher Dorner.
That too. We have to be exactly how they are. We're gonna have to have that raw, because I can't say that other word on here. We're gonna have to actually do something, because marching, you can march all day. That didn't get us nowhere. It still has not got us anywhere. We can talk all day, and it still has not gotten us anywhere. I mean, we're finding clues here and there. You know what I'm saying? But to stop this from happening, you're gonna have to make a stand, and it has to be on one accord. It can't just be a few people, because obviously with just a few people, nothing's gonna happen. It has to be on one accord. And unfortunately, we do not have enough of skin folk that think like that to be on one accord. So it's going to keep happening.
So I agree with you, but I think it goes back where we need to start taking action. About a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, there was a YT school teacher who had the audacity to get on social media and say, stop telling your kids that if someone hits them, you hit them back. You are a part of the problem. And I think absolutely not. I don't have children, but let me tell you something. If I did have children, I have nieces and nephews, and I totally support this. If a child hits you, because these people are testing their boundaries at a very young age. If they hit you because they don't know how to express their emotions, their thoughts, their whatever reason, you hit them back. We need to start letting them know we are not your rag doll. We are not your punching bag. We are not punching Judy over here. These kids start at a very young age. I have substitute taught. I went and observed a group. It was a tag school for elementary talented and gifted kids, for elementary students. And there was one kid, he was a holy terror. And the reason I was observing this is because my nephew was also in the program. And I told my nephew, and my sister told my nephew, if this kid hauls off and hits you, touches you, I mean, this kid was doing all kinds of things, stabbing other kids with pencils. You make sure you knock the SHIT out of him. And we told the school administration that is what we have told him. And they were like, well, we can't agree. There's a zero tolerance, my ASS. Like, we need to start teaching our kids to fight back. We are not punching bags. This group, from what I can tell, Miss Clarity had asked in one of our back channel conversations, what was the motive? And I said they didn't really have a motive. They were drinking and doing Coca-Cola, which we know that the combination, especially in males, tend to lead to them being more aggressive. and that if Nolan wasn't there or another Black person, they would have taken their aggression out on one of the girls more than likely. These are the same kids that have grown up being able to hit, get away with it. You knock the snot out of them. And from my understanding of Nolan's character, he was, he wanted to be friends with everybody. He wanted everybody to get along, but he also needed to know how to knock the snot out of them, because I guarantee you, this was not the first time that they tested him. We know it wasn't the first time that they tested him that day. When they were at the island, they took his phone and he was cussing and demanding for it back. This group of friends had probably tested him all along, and it culminated in this. So the first time they step out of line, not only do you should our kids and us defend ourselves, but also note that's not your friend. Limit your interaction with them.
Yes, I do want to push back on Miss Shayla a little bit. This is where we disagree. I think it's jealousy, because he had the whole world in front of him. I don't know what they were doing, but he had the whole world in front of him. But either way, no matter what the motive is, he should be here. Are you guys still there?
Yes.
Okay.
We're still, I'm still your friend, even though you push back against me.
I know. I'll talk to you later today anyway.
I was making Sunday dinner. I'm here. I'm listening to everything.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Well, since I have all of y'all in here,
Miss Pretty, what you frying?
I can't hear you. What happened?
I said, sound like you were frying something. What you frying?
Yes, I'm making greens, baked mac and cheese, and cornbread. And
we coming over there.
Mm-hmm. We'll be there. And I'll bring my own Tupperware.
Oh, to go play. I got you.
Yes, and I want, since we are here. Okay, well, I was just about to say something, Kimberly. I'll wait before I say anything. But just in general, when we are seeing stuff online, just be careful. We definitely, like we said earlier, we try to fact check and have some type of other evidence that backs something up before we say anything. But Kimberly, we are definitely going to look into that. Thank you so much. And Miss Pretty Breezy said, I got my own plate. She'll bring the drinks. I'm down.
I got you.
And we have Mel who wants to come up. I'm going to bring Mel up. Hi, Mel. Are you able to hear us?
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, hey y'all. So I guess I'm trying to get caught up to speed. I just joined the live not too long ago. But as far as what has happened in recent news, because to your point, there's a lot of things going on the internet, and it could be a lot of he say, she say. But I guess there was a recent post that had came out on social media about a girl and a pool party. So I just want to be more informed as far as what's really going on.
That's a Miss Shayla question. She is good at summarizing better than me. So I'll let Miss Shayla handle this one.
So I am going to
come through, Miss Shayla.
I'm going to post the girl's comment that she made about the pool party on my page, the video on my page after this live, so everyone can reference to it. So it is believed that, Nolan, whatever happened to Nolan did not happen at Horn Island. It happened at a pool party that was held allegedly at Evan's house. This group, we have been talking about this since probably about 8 o'clock this morning. I think Mr. Sam had gotten some information at like 2 a.m. in the morning. I had found this post, a post regarding this. It was probably around 4 or 5 a.m. And I think we were just trying to be respectful because we will chat all day and all night about what's going on in our little back channel chat. That this pool party happened. When we looked at the pictures, we were able to identify that Nolan was in the same shorts that he was on, that he wore in pictures earlier. So it's the same day. We were able to realize that they removed one of the pictures from one of their social media carousels because it proved that Nolan had made it back to the mainland and was with them past 8 o'clock. And the reason we say 8 o'clock is because there is another picture in which they are on the boat. It looks like they're driving, headed back to the mainland. The guys have t-shirts on, like they all had the same group t-shirt, which I found interesting. Like maybe they had special shirts made for all of them. I don't know. But they're all headed back. When we looked it up, when we Googled it, sunset happened in Ocean Springs, Mississippi at 8:09 p.m. on July 4th. There is one of the original social media posts about this case where a boat that was docked next to Wyatt's boat said when they were leaving at 7:30, Wyatt's boat was still there. So we believe that Nolan made it back to the mainland and that what happened to him allegedly happened at Evan's house at this pool party, and that they allegedly took measures to cover up this interaction with Nolan and to relocate his remains.
Miss Shayla, thank you so much for that. I still can't get over the fact that his body was allegedly that bad for the dental records to have to be that's hard to imagine.
And if y'all go back to Don Lemon's thing, I want to say I know it was one of his Monday live streams. It was either the 5 o'clock one he only does 2 a day, a 10 a.m. or a 5 p.m. one. But he had one of the leads of the Cajun Navy on, and the news was breaking. And you can tell, like, while this guy is trying to be partial in how he delivers the information, you can tell he is suspicious of everything that has been said, but he's trying to remain partial. They said then, and that was Monday, that on that live, that, there was bruising on Nolan's body that was not consistent with him having been in the water for 2 days. So it was you could tell that even he was distraught by hearing that news. Y'all should really go back and watch that if you can.
Yes, and I want to read Glalicia. She said yes, because didn't he say he was out there from 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning searching?
Yeah.
Yes, and that also proves again that because his body was found where they first looked, allegedly he was never there because they would have found him then.
And Nolan's dad said in the press conference, like, it doesn't make sense that with the tides that his body washes up on Monday and not on Sunday.
Yes.
Exactly.
So Ella is asking, can you explain the whole thing where the Cajun Navy changed their mind about what time someone called? So I don't know the specifics. I know Miss Shayla may, but I want to add to that as well. This is something that I've said. Why would the Navy make a mistake about a call? They would have that information readily available. And to me, I don't want to go into details about my theories, but to me, that says cover up, allegedly.
So let's be clear. We've got a couple of entities, and I think we're getting them mixed up. The Cajun Navy is a volunteer group who has been active
Correct.
since Hurricane Katrina. They heard that there was someone missing, and the reason they became so involved so quickly is because one of their members was on Horn Island on July 4th and remembered seeing Nolan because he was the only black person there. You know what I mean? Like, so they had members in the area who had boats and knew the area. So that's why they were so quick to respond. The
Yeah.
Coast Guard is the entity that changed have been changing their story. We know that Warren called the Coast Guard around 11 p.m. But because there was not a missing persons report filed with the sheriff's department, they did not take action. When Ms. Wansley, Miss Christine, Nolan's mom, was able to finally find the right entity to take her missing persons report, it was after midnight. We then have, and I think Janice, you have this because it was in our back channel conversation. We then have this dispatch, like it came across the scanner where that it is being asked. We just want to confirm that the Coast Guard and the MDMR, which is the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, is actually out looking. There was an independent reporter who contacted the Coast Guard and said she wanted to verify the time that they had been notified. They said that they were not notified until Sunday, but then came back and goes, well, actually, there was this phone call made to us at 11 p.m. on Saturday. And we know that that is the call that Warren made. So with that in mind, the time frame that we believe something happened to Nolan and where it happened was between, let's say about 8:15-ish. I don't know how long it takes them to get from Horn Island to Evan's house, but let's say 8:15-ish, 8:30. And, let's say 10:30, because they had to be already organized enough to call the Coast Guard and to call Miss Christine at 11 to say that that Evan was missing. He didn't get back on the boat with them, and he stayed behind with this girl, Katie, and Katie was missing, but they don't know who Katie was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm quiet. It's just a lot.
It is a lot. Like,
And all
Sometimes
of
we
the
get like
details,
that.
Miss Shayla, I don't know how you remember all of the details. I have to take notes. That's the only way I can keep up.
Listen, and this is me without my ADHD medication. When I take it tomorrow, my thoughts will be even more organized. This This was like, I can literally, and I know it sounds strange, but ever since I heard that the video this morning of someone reading the comments that this girl left on a Threads post that has since been taken down, the fact, like the description that she has gone into explaining what happened, like I can just visualize all of this. I can visualize there was, this incident that happened on the island where they took his phone, but he was trying to brush it off. He got back on the boat with them. They headed to Evan's house, and, things just sort of escalated. And the fact that this baby was crying for his mom,
I know.
that one got me.
Yes, and
Yeah, the girl
that
said
took me
that.
to George Floyd when I read that. That took me to George Floyd.
It took me to George Floyd as well. Yeah, that was
Yes,
a
black
lot.
light.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That girl was she was very detailed in that story. Alasia Spencer was her name.
Hold
The
on.
original post came from Alasia Spencer
No,
about.
I don't know.
do not say.
If we cannot say the names of the people talking, and I understand it's already out there, but I don't want to further do it. So
Okay,
just in the future.
okay.
Because we don't want to put them in any jeopardy. They are living in this Mississippi community, and they are going against the grain by speaking out. And we also don't know what happened to make this girl remove her post. We just don't
Oh yeah, that's
want
true. That's true.
we don't want to put anybody in danger. But yeah, so let's not say their names. I do reference Katie. I don't say her last name. If I do, I say things like Katie, Katie Kitchen Seasoning. We don't want to put, because Katie was very clear. She didn't know what happened. And I believe, they were trying to bring her into this, and she may be in danger.
Yeah, I think any of the ones that weren't truly involved and that have spoken out just a tad are actually in danger. I wouldn't even want to be in that town no more. For real, for real.
And I want to say too, they are so young. They had a
Yes,
lot of courage to say anything.
yes, yes.
Absolutely. Like, this is a group of individuals whose parents are not only wealthy, but they had political power in that town. Like, just to go up against that is, it takes a lot of courage. But you can tell that they are feeling moved to try to do the correct thing.
Yeah, someone in the comments just asked, what time do you think y'all the mom kicked out everyone out of the house? I mean,
In
like
the post, it says 1 a.m. that
that,
she
that
came out. She was intoxicated. Allegedly, she was intoxicated herself, and she came out at 1 a.m. and said, "Hey, y'all are being too loud. I'm gonna call the cops. Y'all need to leave."
like the time stamps, they don't add up if that party was on that day and the parents were already being called and all that stuff by 11 o'clock, and then the dad was over at getting the keys at 12 o'clock,
Dad
and then
wasn't over
the
there
mom
at
kicks
12
and then
o'clock.
the mom kicks them out at 1 a.m. That's
But the dad wasn't over there getting the keys at 12 o'clock. It was the next day, like Saturday. I'm sorry, Sunday, in the I believe it's like the early morning or
Yeah,
early
12 a. That's what I'm
afternoon.
saying. 12
No,
a.m.
no,
is the
not at
next day.
12 a.m. He was not at anybody's house at 12 a.m. That black man knows not to go to anybody's house at 12 a.m. knocking on the door in Mississippi. It was during the day. It was early afternoon, is what I'm saying. So the time frame that is questionable is that, but it makes sense when you think about it, is that they had some sort of altercation with Nolan. In that post, she says they left him dangling over the
Yes.
water basketball post. So
Yeah.
they had this altercation. He is spitting up red Kool-Aid, and they dangle him over this basketball post, and they continue partying.
Yeah, and they left him there.
And
You
they
have to
like
say allegedly. You have to
while
say
he was
allegedly
Allegedly on the
they
post.
yeah
That's
they
what she said.
allegedly left him there, which shows that they weren't trying to get any medical assistance. This girl says when everybody left at 1 p.m. or 1 p.m. 1 a.m. that they were all leaving, but Nolan had to stay there.
Yes. And also, guys, we have Glalicia. She has been in the chat chatting since the beginning, since we got on live. So I want to give her an opportunity to speak. Hi, Glalicia. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
You're
Yeah, I
welcome.
just have a statement and then I have a question. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so recently I was visiting my sister and my nephews in Texas, and it's so interesting what you just mentioned. I think it was Miss Shayla,
Mm-hmm.
about these children. So one of my nephews he'll be 30 this year, and his brother is 22. Well, he'll be 22 in August, and so totally different generations and genres. And it's so interesting how we were talking about how the my nephew that's 22, they don't just follow what adults tell them to do. They're, like the 30-year-old, he say they were the generation of the why, and like the 22-year-old, they're the generation of like, why not? Or, just they're going to question you. And so I just want to commend the young people that, we do know have spoken out in spite of the risks that were involved. I'm so, like, I get chills just thinking, I'm so proud of these young people that are not afraid to speak up, even when older adults are afraid to speak up. So I just want to say that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most definitely. They have to be commended, even if they do like delete things. I can only imagine living in that community, how that must feel.
And it's not just affecting them, it's affecting their siblings, their parents. You know, you've got to imagine, like Nolan's parents, they're not able to work. These are all regional jobs that they have. So they're probably owned. The companies that they're working for are probably owned by some of the same peoples whose children are driving these boats and having these house parties. Like, you're dealing with, old money, has my grandmother used to say.
Yes.
And so that's what made me think if it's possible that the other person, that we're not going to say their name, that gave these specific details and account, that makes sense. Okay, I'm all with that. But at the same time, it's like, why did he call it 11 p.m. though? Because it's like this 1 a.m. situation, but he made this call to, looking for him at 11 p.m.
Because in my mind, they were already covering up.
Yes. Yes.
They were already covering up the situation, but they were not going to stop partying and having their good time. They
And that's
weren't.
exactly what our person said.
They were not going to stop. They knew that they had caused injury to this boy to the point of him being unalived.
Okay. So,
are severely injured, and by them, let's give them somewhat a benefit of a doubt. They knew that they had caused injuries to him. They had severely injured him, and that they were not going to get him any medical help.
okay, that makes sense. So perhaps he was in the house at the time when the party got shut down. So it makes sense, a couple of hours later, they already made the call, even though people didn't see him outside probably anymore. He was already probably in the house, but they shut everything down at 1 a.m. That's the whole thing. I was just trying to tie that 11 to 1. You know what I'm saying? So it does make sense. They probably made the call because he was in the house already. So I'm not giving them a benefit of a doubt at all. I'm not giving them a benefit.
I think that this happened between, in my mind, when I'm looking at the timeline, the fight or whatever, them jumping him, happened between 9 to 9:30. They knew that they had severely injured him. And we also know that they knew that they had severely injured him because his body, no one can see their body. Mr. Sam was saying that there were severe head injuries, that we know that they had to identify Nolan by his dental records. So they knew that they had caused severe damage to him. They knew that they were going to have to take care of this situation, but they are Neanderthals. They were not going to stop their party. For them, the cover up, they knew enough to make phone calls, but the cover up itself, the moving of Nolan and all of that could wait.
Right. They had to keep the party going.
Yes, and I just want to add on top of that too, once the autopsy is completed, we can get an estimated time of death. So that's going to clear everything up too.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for answering. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome, and thank you for coming up. And y'all know I got to shut us down around 7. But tonight's conversation, as always, was really good. If this is your first time here, we do have a goal of 20,000 likes. We are almost there. We have 17.9. So if you guys could like the live, we work almost every day on this case. So if you guys enjoy this as well, please follow and share in the future. And I always want to give you guys time to land your planes before we leave. I do want to give a shout out to my people who we all work together again. Just in case you missed it, Miss Pretty, Jay, the Black Sleuth, Two Trill, Miss Shayla, Clarity, Kristen, and Sam. But I will start with Glolicia. Do you have anything you want to end on? Glolicia, you're on mute if you can hear me.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I woke up this morning at 5:30 and just saw your recording through, I forgot his name, but it was actually like the DJ TV, somebody that you mentioned earlier. But I actually saw him first and it linked me back to your page. And so I went on your page and I had watched the entire posting from that original interview that happened before the press conference. And I just was motivated. I just kind of kept, looking around for information. And so when I came back online and saw that you guys were going live, I was like, I'm going to be on there. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to look for the new information. So I really just appreciate what you guys are doing. I am now a follower. I actually, shared and actually was speaking to someone that I know jumped on your live as well. So I'm going to continue to promote you, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. You, Miss Shayla, too. You talked a lot. Miss T, a lot of you guys. And I'm actually driving now, so I can't remember all the names off the top. That's why I asked to come up to get my questions answered. But I appreciate you guys 100%.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and we appreciate you too. Again, this is all about having conversations, not only so that we can learn, but also so we can get justice for the victims. And guys, also we have reached the 20,000 likes. I definitely appreciate it. And today's live has been one of our biggest. We got up to 139 people in the live. So I definitely appreciate you guys sharing. We are working hard to get justice for Nolan and everybody else who has been victimized. So Clarity, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Hi, everybody. I'm not going to talk long today, but I just want to thank you and welcome you into our live. And justice for Nolan. Long live Nolan Wells. That's all I have for today. I will expect to see you guys tomorrow at 4:30 Central Standard Time.
Yes, we will be here. Miss T, go ahead.
This was great. It was inspiring. A lot of questions got answered for me that I did not know, and I look forward to tomorrow. I can't wait to shut the laptop at 4:30 and get on and see what else is going on. And my only one last question was, is there an estimate of when the autopsy will be back?
So autopsies, it was originally supposed to be back, and this is the independent autopsy. It was supposed to be back Friday. We didn't hear anything, so hopefully we will get something tomorrow. And if it drops, we are going to talk about it Monday at 4:30.
Wonderful. Everybody have a good night.
You too. And Allie?
This is one of the lives I actually enjoyed. There wasn't a lot of bickering and just all kind of craziness going on. A lot of facts were being shared of actual, interviews and different things like that with the parents. So I enjoyed this live because everyone got to actually speak without being cut off or you're stupid and just all kind of crazy things that go on in some of these lives. And everybody in here was actually, a grown up and acting like the grown ups that they claim that they are when they come up here. So I really enjoyed it. That's why I followed you. I'm going to continue doing my researches and, and because it's been bothering me since I heard about it last week. So I've just been in every interview, the Don Lemons, the other one when they flew the parents up to New York, and different things like that. I don't know why they flew them to New York, but they were up there, and that's when they did that one with another one with Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. They were in New York, so I really enjoyed it up here. But I'm not going to say anything more because I know you're getting off and other people got to talk.
You are so fine, but we appreciate you too as well. And Ella, I kid you not. I'm sorry, I said Ella. Ellie, we get this every live. Someone comes up and says it's so different because you guys are actually able to speak, and that's what we like to do. So we appreciate you, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow.
You definitely will. Thank you all so much.
You too. Okay, Miss Pretty, are you finished cooking?
No, I just got off the phone with my people because what I'm going through. So it's we still trying to figure out what's going on and what happened to her. But I just want to say, like, we have so many cases and we can't talk about every single one, but the ones that we do come across, I know we give it our all. And I just want to say thank you for having me on your panel and welcoming me. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm finna cry right now. So I'm finna
It's okay. And I want to say too, Miss Pretty, I feel like she was the first person who actually came to my lives, and I feel like she was the first person who believed in me. So Miss Pretty, you will never know how much I appreciate you, but I'll talk to you later, girl.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Shayla.
Hey, so I want to thank everyone who sent gifts. We all appreciate it. We're not here for the gifts. We just want to share real, genuine information. I think we all have a passion not only for our community, and when I say community, I mean the community of Black people in America, but also criminal justice and just being amateur sleuths. As Miss Pretty said, there are a ton of cases out there, and we can't cover all of them. But what I have valued so much about this group of people is that we do things based off of facts. We discuss them before we take them public. Like, we would not have bought this information to you guys if we didn't think it was credible. In fact, we wouldn't have gone live today if Janice didn't think that it was worth us going live. we discuss these things. We do things like filling out FOIA requests. So if there is something going on in your area and you want to figure it out, and it doesn't even have to be in your area, it can be anywhere in the country. If there is something suspicious that has happened to someone, you are curious as to what is going on, know that you can start requesting information through FOIA, which is the Freedom of Information Act. I do that a lot with cases. Is how I found out about, some information on Tone Miller. I have FOIA requests currently in the Carmelo Anthony trial. And at this time, no official reports have been given, so we can't do FOIA requests in Nolan's case. But we really look at information, and we put our thinking caps on, and we give our perspective from just a group of people that we are all over the spectrum, but we really value the information that we share with you guys. After this live, I will be posting the video that I've referenced about the comments that this young woman was brave enough to post on Threads about the pool party. And so that we're just not making this up. And that's pretty much it. I hope everyone has a great Sunday evening. And I'm glad that we have a space where we can come to discuss this so that we are not just walking around with all of this information and all of this energy pent up within us.
Yes, well, thank you so much for your words, Shayla. And last but not least, Mr. Sam.
Yes. Listen, I've been on plenty of forums here on TikTok, mostly since last Sunday, and I too can attest how the level of professionalism that we all that is exposed here. Nobody, all the arguing and bickering and cussing and fussing and acting a fool. No, it's not here. And when you step into this room, I feel so at home and at peace. And I just want to thank you too, Miss Janice, just for allowing me to come in and to and for the team that you have created through discernment to represent and give knowledge to the best of our abilities as to what's going on. And it has inspired me to continue, even when this has been put to rest, inspired me to continue to go on and look for information to help and to keep us enlightened, because that's what happens. See, knowledge is power, but only when it's applied. And God said, you take one step and I'll do the rest. So I thank you for having me. And before you get off today, I know 6:53 right now, if you don't mind, those are the 40 people that still remain, if we could just say a small prayer for this group, for the people, the information, and for clarity, peace, and understanding for the Wells family.
Yes.
If that's what you can, if you agree, all heads bowed, all eyes closed. Father, in the name of Jesus, God, thank you for who you are. Thank you for this day, God. Thank you for this group, God. Thank you for your children. Lord, we come today, Father God, just asking for peace and understanding for the Wells family, for us all, Father God, because we're hurting right now. And we need you right now in the name of Jesus. God, we ask for clarity. We ask for understanding, God. And I ask you right now to expose every hand that was dealt. Everybody that took part, that partake into whatever happened to Nolan, I just ask you to expose them right now. Every attack of the enemy, Father God, help us to continue to be safe and feel safe. Keep us wrapped in your loving arms, Father God. The family, protect them, lead them, and guide them, Father God, and help us to understand that your will be done, God. So until we meet again in this group, Father God, continue to give us peace and love and understanding. Thanks to host, Father God. Continue to give her strength, Father God. Heal her, Father God, right now, like never before. In Jesus' name we pray. Let every heart say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Sam, that's
Amen.
why I always have you to go last. I know you are always gonna have some kind words or a prayer. And I appreciate this because as you know, these cases are really hard and we need that. So I definitely appreciate you and everyone else on the panel. I appreciate you guys.
Bless each and every one of you.
Okay, well, we will see each other tomorrow at 4:30 Central Standard Time. Also, follow the other links in my bio. And also, I have a website, byjaniceayers.com. But I will see you guys later. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, y'all.
Good
Bye,
night.
y'all.
Good night,
Good night,
Shayla.
everyone. Good night, Shayla.